Let's see all the scenes, all the information, everything that we know in general about Miraculous Ladybug Season 6. But before we begin, don't forget to like, share and subscribe because I'll keep you updated with all the news about Miraculous, especially because a lot of episodes are on their way. So now let's get straight into the subject with the release date, because a couple of days ago we got the official release date of the first episode of Season 6 by Disney Channel USA. But the post with the release date has been deleted. We are not sure why, but one of the ambassadors of Zeg said this: "I wouldn't stress too much about it, I can't confirm for sure, but everything I know still has the premiere set for the 25th. So even though the post with the announcement has been deleted, the episode is still set to release on 25th January. By the way, it is not confirmed which episode of Season 6 will be released, but the order is probably extremely important as it was in Seasons 4 or 5, so I hope they will release it in the right order." As you can see, this is the post by Disney Channel USA, which confirms the release date of Season 6, and it has a lot of other release dates, so maybe they deleted the post because of other issues, not the release date of Season 6, maybe the release date of, for example, the Wizards of Waverly Place. And by the way, we will also get a book entitled A New Beginning Volume 1, and it is set to launch in France on February 26, 2025. Let's actually get straight into the subject now and let's see all the scenes that we have for Miraculous Ladybug Season 6, and these are the first ones. And this is the final animation, which in my opinion looks a lot better than the previous one, and we also have a comparison between what we got in September and what we have now. On the left, you can see Marinette back in September when the animation was not finished, and on the right you can see Marinette with the final animation. But this could be even better because if you remember, Thomas Astruc said on Twitter that the episodes are being animated even 4 hours, for example, before they are released officially on TV. Then we have this image, which is from the third episode Sublimation. This is actually the first image which we got about Season 6, and seeing this makes me kind of nostalgic now, because as I said, it was the first image which we ever got, the first look at Season 6 by Jeremy Zeg. Again, the final animation looks amazing, it is clearly a lot better, a lot more detailed, so I love it. Now let's discuss about the official trailer which we get back in September. These scenes are not with the final animation, but we can still understand what is happening. First of all, we can see a new character who is named Sublime, and she will be Adrian's new, not really best friend, but she will be one of his friends. They will run in the mornings and Marinette will be really jealous of her. You will see later in the video because Marinette will kind of go crazy. Till now she looks really sweet, and she also has a disability, she doesn't have any legs, so representation is extremely important for the disabled people, and I'm really happy that we're getting more representation in Miraculous, for everyone to feel included. She looks a bit like Chloe. I've seen a lot of theories saying that this is Chloe in Season 6, but she's not. As I was saying before, she has a disability, she doesn't have any legs, but she wants to become a runner. And not just any runner, she wants to become a professional, and that's why she's running with Adrian in the mornings, to train herself even more. So I'm really curious to see how her character will be in Season 6, and what will Marinette do in Season 6, because as I was saying, she will become extremely jealous of Sublime. And by the way, all of these scenes are from the third episode Sublimation, because that's when we will find out who is Sublime for the first time. That's when we will get introduced to her character. But anyway, Marinette will stalk Adrian and Sublime while they're running every morning. She will become kind of protective of Adrian, let's say, and she will kind of go back to her old ways of Season 1. And I can already tell that a lot of people will be against this. They will say that all her development is gone. But let's not forget that she went through a lot, especially in the London special and in the Season 5 finale. So her mind is kind of a mess. And now we have some other information about Sublime and her mother. As you can see, the one on the left is Sublime and the one on the right is her mother. She will be akumatized in the third episode Sublimation, in the same episode where we meet Sublime for the first time. We still don't know why she will be akumatized. A lot of people have been saying that Sublime is the one who is akumatized, but they are wrong. It's her mother who will be akumatized by Layla. And about her powers, I'm really curious what they will be, because Layla is really inventive and smart, so she will give really smart powers to the akumatized people. And from the trailer, it looked like her powers are to make people the best version of themselves. It kind of reminds me of the situation of the New York special, if you remember, with the special Miraculous. But anyway, as I was saying about Layla, just look at the mask. It's clearly a lot better than the mask that Gabriel was having. It's amazing. I can't find any flaws, so I can say something bad about the mask because it's an improvement. This makes me really excited to see how Layla will look like in season 6, because if the mask looks like this, her design will be even better. Or maybe her design won't be better because she won't have a design. Probably she will have something plain, so she won't be recognizable. Who knows, she's really smart, so she will have a smart design too. I'm really curious to see how the show will be without Gabriel, how the vibes will be, because even though he was a terrible father, we are all used to him. He's been the main villain for 10 years now. So it will be really strange in the first episode without him. But I'm really excited for Layla. Now, in the third episode, talking about villains, we will get introduced to Sublime, as I said before, and Kagami's mom. And Kagami's mom will be one of the main villains in season 6. Let's say that she will be a villain in the shadows, and I'm really curious to see if she will be with Layla or against Layla, because she also wants the Miraculouses and Layla wants the Miraculouses too. So if they work together and get the Miraculouses, who makes the wish? Between them, obviously, Layla is a lot smarter, she will outsmart Tsurugi. And between Layla and Tsurugi, obviously Layla will be the main villain of season 6, and Tsurugi will be more like her accomplice, just like Natalie and Gabriel were in the previous seasons. Kagami knows that her mom is a villain, and also Marinette knows, so probably they will try to stop her, maybe. Now let's take a look at Alia in season 6 because she looks amazing. I'm not really sure how to feel about the hair in the first image, in the second one it looks a lot better. But in the first one, it makes her look a bit older, if it makes sense. She looks a bit like a granny. And maybe this is because the combination of the short hair and the print on the shirt. But in the second picture she looks amazing. Probably I even prefer her in the second picture more than in the previous seasons, to 1 to 5. But in the first one, as I said, I don't like her that much. She's also holding Tiki and Trix, so maybe she has the Miraculouses again for some reason, or she was just leaving Marinette's house and Tiki was following her to say something, not maybe because she was wearing the Miraculous herself. Ladybug and Cat Noir look okay, I guess. I'm not sure how to feel about their designs until I see the final animation and also see them in motion, because for now I still prefer the old ones. I prefer Ladybug's new outfit, but at Cat Noir I don't see any improvements, I'm sorry. The animation overall will be a lot better than the ones from the previous seasons, there are a lot of more details, they look a lot better in general, but Cat Noir doesn't look better than he did in the previous seasons. Maybe Ladybug has potential to look better, because of the new outfit, maybe her personality will be even more badass and all these factors will make her look better. But, as I said, let's wait for the first episode and then I will say my opinion about their outfits and their designs. The other superheroes will also get redesigns and they will also have new powers. And even Layla, now as a spoiler, will have new powers. And we already know the designs of Carapace and Rina Rouge, because we know them from a poster, but we will discuss about that when we will discuss about the posters in general, towards the end of the video. But I already said my opinion about Ladybug and Cat Noir in season 6, so now let's move on to the akumatized villain and Marinette, because I see some connections here. Marinette looks really worried because there's a new akumatized villain, so probably knowing that this is Sublime's mom and Marinette doesn't like Sublime, maybe she upset Sublime and that's why her mom is akumatized, because of Marinette. And that's why we also know that Marinette will be really wild in this season. You will see later in the video an announcement about this. So my theory is that Marinette upset Sublime and Sublime told her mom and her mom will be akumatized because of this. Marinette will be obviously jealous of Sublime and Adrian spending time together, so probably she will hurt Sublime. With words, obviously, not with something physical. I have another theory about this new scene of Marinette from the trailer. So maybe she's looking like this because she believes that Sublime has a crush on Adrian and she doesn't want for her to intervene in the relationship. She was also suspicious of Zoe liking Adrian, if you remember, in season 5 episode 17. So the same situation could happen again, but now with Sublime. And Sublime is probably straight, so Marinette will be even more suspicious of her. Now we have another image of season 6, and if I remember well, this is the second image, I guess, which we got with the final animation. And we can see Ladybug up close to see her outfit even better and Cat Noir in the back. We also got this scene in the previous seasons, if I remember well, but I'm not sure in which episode, but I've seen a parallel between this scene and another one. Just take a look at the animation. There are a lot of more details, the hair looks a lot better, So it is clearly improving in time. I'm really curious to see the final product in the episode 1. We also have this image up close with Ladybug, her eyes look really cool. And what can I say, there are just some eyes, but they look really cool, as I said. The only issue that I have with the new animation is that they look younger, even though now they will be older, because there will be a time jump from the season 5 finale to the first episode of season 6. But again, I don't want to say something bad about the animation until I see the final product. Now let's discuss about some scripts that we have of season 6. So let's see what they are about. The first one is a scene between Alia and Marinette, and Marinette is feeling kind of down because she doesn't know any information about the new monarch. And Alia says that they also didn't know any information about the previous monarch, but Marinette hints that she knew who he was. So is there a possibility that Marinette will tell Alia the truth about Gabriel in this season? Now let's read the scene. Alia. So the previous holder was known as Hawkmoth, then Shadowmoth, and finally Monarch. We know that he was defeated and he's miraculous as the new owner. And what we know about the new owner is, and Alia points to the column on the right. It's empty. Marinette holds her head with both hands, completely desolate. Marinette. Nothing. We don't know anything. It's even worse than before. Alia joins Marinette on the edge of the bed. Alia. It's not that bad. We also didn't know anything about Monarch and yet he was defeated. And then Marinette looks at Alia devastated and she says this is not true. We knew several things about Monarch. They are just not listed on the board. So that's why I was saying that it is hinted that she will tell Alia that Gabriel was Monarch, probably in the 3rd episode, because she also said about her identity in the 3rd episode of season 4, so it would be a great parallel. Now we have another scene inside Adrian's room, and this scene is between Adrian, Luca and Marinette. Luca is not actually in the room because they're talking to him through the phone, but Marinette enters the room and she sees Luca on the phone. And then Luca says, "Hello Marinette, I'm so happy to see you." Marinette jumps and turns around. Luca is on a giant screen looking at her, smiling ear to ear. Marinette is being Marinette, as usual, clumsy and kind of a mess. But anyways, Luca is asking Marinette and Adrian how are the things between them, and Adrian is all smiles and he says things are great, thanks Luca. Luca, being really sweet as usual, says that he's glad to hear that, and Marinette on the other side can't sit still. And Marinette, being again Marinette as usual, says, "That's right, I'm also super happy that you've been connected and that we are also connected, we are all connected and everything's fine. Well, it's all fine and good, but emotions make me hungry. I'm going to make myself a sandwich." Obviously, Adrian is used to Marinette's actions, so he doesn't see anything suspicious and he smiles, but Luca seems a bit disappointed to see her leaving so soon. And I really hope that Luca doesn't have any more feelings for Marinette because I will feel terrible for him. Because even though he's not the main protagonist and I'm supposed to say this about Adrian, for me Luca is the best boy in Miraculous, so I really hope that he will not have feelings for Marinette anymore to not be hurt. There Marinette says, "Don't wait for me, you don't have much time to rehearse, and we need to be ready if you want Mrs. Boustier's surprise to be perfect." So they are making a surprise for Mrs. Boustier, and Marinette leaves the room, passing by Ivan. We don't know from each episode those scenes are, but we know about the next scene from each episode will be, because the next scene that we will see right now is from the episode 5. This scene is happening in the classroom between Marinette, Adrian and Mrs. Boustier, and obviously, the two lovebirds, Marinette and Adrian, are sitting together. Mrs. Boustier is giving them a project to make for the next class, or maybe not specifically the next class, but a project in general. So class, for this family tree project, I want you to explore your family history and discover something new about your origins. Use the information you have at home. Marinette then points to her notebook and she says that she found out something about her great-grandparents. And as I was saying, all of this is happening in the episode 5 when we will find out more information about Adrian's backstory. We will find out who are his grandparents and even more information about his family history. Marinette says that her great-grandparents are from Britain and it's amazing to think how far our family spread, and Adrian scratches his head thoughtfully. He then says that Cheng doesn't seem very British to him and Marinette gets nervous and looks around for an excuse. And why is she even doing this? Because it's not like she's hiding something about her family. It's kind of strange. But anyway. She's always doing stuff that doesn't make any sense, so this one doesn't really count at something. Because this episode will be mostly about Adrian, as I said. And he says, "Relax Marinette, it's good to know your origins, I barely know my grandparents, but they will visit me." So that's why I said that in this episode we will find out more information about Adrian's grandparents, because that's what will happen. Marinette is really sweet and she's really happy for Adrian. And Adrian says that yes, it will be interesting, they should arrive next weekend. And his grandparents are from Gabriel's side, not Emily's. Mrs. Bustier is proud of Adrian and Marinette says that she looks forward to hearing more about your grandparents and your family, to Adrian obviously. I'm really happy that episode 5 will be centered about Adrian and his family and origins. But now let's move on to some official spoilers which we have from Miraculous Day, which was back in August if I remember well. And the first spoiler is a letter, probably to Adrian, from Tom, Sabine and Marinette. This is basically all we know about the letter because all we know is it says kisses from Tom, Sabine and Marinette. And probably is for Adrian. After his father died, we will see what happened after the season 5 finale even more. The second piece of information is that we will have new classmates according to Mundo Glob. And it is kind of obvious that they will have new classmates because they're moving to a new school and there will be a new class. Maybe Sublime will be one of the new classmates, that's why they are really close to Sublime, but I'm not really sure. Talking about Sublime, Adrian will be interested in the new sport in season 6, which is running. We have already seen him running in the trailer with Sublime, and that's why Marinette was really jealous. So we can say bye to fencing. Probably Adrian didn't even like that much fencing. And Adrian's grandparents will be introduced in season 6, and we already discussed about this, but this is the confirmation that they actually will. All of this will happen in the 5th episode, as I said, and it will be a really interesting episode to find out more about Adrian's origins. Talking about the episode 5, we have a scene which is from the storyboard, so it doesn't have any animation, but this is it. I don't have any theories about this. It could be a new character, because we can see that it has a ponytail. It could be Chloe maybe, but we can see that it also has a mask, because we can see some circles around the eyes. I don't know. Now we have the really juicy stuff. The title of the episodes, and I have so much to say about them, but I will try to make a summary. First of all, we have CLIMATIQUEEN, and it will probably be Aurora being reacclimatized into stormy weather for the 3rd time, but with extra powers from Layla. And that will be really iconic, because that's how the show started in the episode 1 of season 1, and now a new era is starting again with stormy weather. So I really hope she's acclimatized again. The illustrated hater will probably be Nathaniel acclimatized. In Sublimation it will be Sublime's mom. Dedicap is kind of strange, but it will be probably Roger. War Papas are probably Adrian's grandparents, I'm not really sure, but there are some chances that they are the ones who will be acclimatized. Sleeping Siren could be Ondine, acclimatized again into the Siren but with extra powers. El Toro de Piedra, I don't know what to say. Vampigami will probably be Kagami. But not necessarily, because Optigami wasn't Kagami in the 4th season and everyone was speculating that it will be Kagami acclimatized. So it could potentially be a Sentimaster from Felix. Revelator looks like a really interesting title. Ikazi Gozen will be Kagami's mom reacclimatized for the 1 millionth time. But let's be real, the title that we are all the most excited for is Lady Chaos, because we all believe that Marinette will be acclimatized in that episode. And there are some chances that she will be acclimatized, and I really hope that she will have an amazing design. And I'm kind of sad that we won't see Marinette acclimatized in the old animation, but at least we will see her acclimatized. That's everyone's theory, and it's actually mine too, because I believe she'll be acclimatized and I really hope so. And by the way, I'm also really excited for A Fairy Good Night, it looks really cool. Now we have an announcement from Ezra, who is one of the, not creators, but one of the producers of Miraculous, let's say. And he said about season 6 that Marinette will be really wild, and he can't wait for us to see how wild Marinette will be. And we already discussed about this. She will be wild because she will be extremely jealous of Sublime and Adrian. Now let's discuss about the posters which we have for season 6. This one probably has the final animation. It is from their official channel, and in their official channel they always post the final animation. And it is really cool. We can see more of Ladybug's design, we can see Cat Noir's design, and on this new one we can see Carapace and Rina Rouge. Rina Rouge looks a lot better in my opinion, but Carapace not so much. He looks okay, but just not as good as he used to. I was never actually a really big fan of his costume. But on the other hand, hands down, Rina Rouge had the best glow up in season 6. Cat Noir looks horrible in this poster. It's probably his worst picture ever. But he won't look like this in season 6 because we've seen him in the trailer, and in the trailer where he's moving and in the final animation he looks better. But whoever did this poster made him really dirty because he looks horrible. And Ladybug looks okay. Not the best, not the worst, but it's a bit of an improvement at her costume because I prefer this new one, as I said. Now this is probably the first poster which we ever got for season 6, and again it is kind of nostalgic for me to see this after so much waiting. It's been 1.5 years when I'm recording this after season 5 ended, and this was our first glimpse at season 6, and as I said, I love Ladybug's costume a lot more. And this is all for today. These are all the news, all the scenes, everything that we know about Miraculous Ladybug season 6. I hope I didn't miss anything because I discussed a lot and I showed a lot of information. If I missed anything, let me know in the comments. Also in the comments, let me know your theories about season 6 and what you believe will happen. So now, before we end, let's make a quick summary to what will happen in season 6. First of all, it will be released on 25 January in English dub by Disney Channel USA. Most of the scenes in this video are from the 3rd episode and some of them from the 5th one, and here I'm talking about the scripts. But we don't know much information about episode 1, but because season 6 episode 1 will be released on 25 January, for sure we will get a new trailer these days maximum. I just realized something that makes me wanna record all the video again, but I won't do that because it will take me forever. And what I realized is that the new girl is not named Sublime, it's Sublime. I was reading the name in Romanian because it's a word in Romanian and that's my native language, and that's why I was saying Sublime. But her name is actually Sublime. That's how it's pronounced in English. So for my sake, let's pretend that all the video I said Sublime and not Sublime. Anyway, you understand about which character I'm talking about. So for my sake, let's pretend that I said Sublime and not Sublime. Besides that, I forgot if I mentioned or not, but either way I will mention again. We will get the 3rd episode in spring. It is confirmed by a leaker, and it was the trailer from Glob. So maybe we will get the 3rd episode in spring in March or something like that. I didn't show any leaks in this video, all the information was official. You have all the sources listed above, so you know from where I took all the information, all the scenes and everything in general. And as I said before, I'm sure that we will get a season 6 official trailer really soon with the final animation, because the episode will be released on 25 January, in about 20 days. So obviously we need the season trailer, and besides the season trailer we need a specific trailer for episode 1, or at least for the episode that will be released on 25 January. I really hope they will release the first episode and not other ones randomly, because the order in season 6 is extremely important as it was in seasons 4 and 5. So please release the first episode of season 6 and all the episodes should be released in the right order. So going back to the summary, towards the end of the 3rd episode, Sublime and Marinette will become friends. Sublime is not evil, or at least for now we know that she's not evil, and she will become kind of Zoe 2.0. I'm really curious to see what they will do with her character and what her role will be in season 6 besides making Marinette jealous. And either way, I'm really excited for season 6. We've been waiting for about 1.5 years, so it's really time for new episodes, and I'm extremely hyped. And I'm really sure everyone is because I've seen all the hype since the leaks. So this is all we know about the first episode and the 3rd one of Miraculous Ladybug season 6. We will find out obviously more information really soon, and thank you so much for watching till the end, it means a lot. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notifications because I'll keep you updated with all the news about Miraculous, because a lot of news are on their way, as I said. So again, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.